James Holder, Eiffel to the MTK Global. With me, I've got...
Thanks a lot, Eddie. It was great to see you. Oh, sorry.
It's all right. It's all right, John. No problem, mate.
Celebrity crowd tonight with Roy Orbison.
Sorry to...
I drove all night to get with you. Is that all right?
You old crooner,
Cheers,
you.
mate.
Cheers. Take care.
Cheers,
No
mate.
problem. Thank you. Take care. So, Eddie Hearn, how can you put into words what we just witnessed? Callum Smith in his World Boxing Super Series semi-final. Nicky Holzeken, little bit of an unknown quantity. How do you sort of put into words what we
I think
witnessed?
it's professional performance from Callum. You know, I think you don't. I know it's not really what probably fight fans want to hear, but you know, this is a tournament structure that you obviously get rewarded for advancing, and you want to get in the final, and you don't necessarily have to take risks, especially when a guy comes in at 5 or 6 days' notice, and he's completely unorthodox. You know, he's only been boxing for what, I don't know, maybe a year, a couple of years. He was very unorthodox, wasn't he? Very awkward.
He's very up for it as well, to be fair.
But his arms, his hands, his feet were not in the normal position that boxers' arms, hands, and feet would be.
Of course.
So, but he done really well. You know, he stayed in there. I think Callum took too many shots as well, but it was just because I think he was switching off at times, and I don't think he was concerned. But you know, it was a professional, solid performance, and moves on now for a shot at the world title.
In your opinion, what would George Groves would have made of that, watching that fight? How would he
George
assess
is smart enough to know that it wasn't the best Callum Smith because of everything that had happened. George is a confident guy anyway. I think he's always fancied his chances against Callum Smith, and I think it's a really good fight. You know, I think Callum's got plenty more levels to show. I think George's style will suit him. Battle of the jabs, probably. And you know, another good domestic fight. But more importantly than the fact that it's George Groves, Callum's getting a shot at the world title. It's been a long time coming. You know, it's probably been 3 years
since the Durrell, since it was mandatory for WBC.
You know, we lost the first bid for that, and then obviously date came, and then Callum decided to go in this, and then we hoped to get a world title shot in this with a WBC, or certainly sooner. And he's had to get all the way to the final to do it.
With George Groves and the shoulder injury, we've seen Callum Smith with the hand injuries. Potentially, we're just waiting on what the confirmation is. Will that put the final back? We obviously want to see the best two men in the final, surely.
I think there's absolutely no way the fight can take place on June the 2nd. But again, it's up to Camosa and Callum and the guys, and they know the fight has to happen. And it's not like both injuries are, you know, a year injuries or 6 months injuries.
Yes.
I think even if it happens in September, who cares really? I mean, you know, so the tournament's gone well, but it's not just about the tournament, it's about the fights. You know, we got to see Groves Eubank, but people wouldn't have minded if that was in the quarters, semis or finals. Or if it was even in those. It was just that we got to see the fight. And the good thing about the tournament is you get to see some fights quicker than perhaps you would do otherwise. You know, so you're going to get Groves Eubank and Groves Smith all in the space of 6 months, something like that. So I think waiting's fine. You know, and again, Callum, if his hands are sore, which look like they are, he's not going to be able to punch for 5, 6 weeks. So you know, I can't see the final taking place before July. But if they have to wait till September, I don't know the parameters of the tournament in terms of dates, but I don't see a problem with it.
Have you been excited by the tournament so far? I know you're working on a sort of consultancy basis with it, and your fighters are in the tournament. But has it excited you enough to want to get involved and try to commit further next year in terms of dates?
Yeah, we're talking about. I mean, you know, my position is that I'm supporting it and supporting Callum, putting fighters in the tournaments. There's a lot of promoters that are trying to block putting fighters in the tournaments and don't want to put. That's just boxing. It's pathetic. But if it's a good opportunity for one of my fighters, and if the deal's right, they'll go in it. It's very straightforward. The cruiserweight one's been brilliant because obviously it's
all the belts.
all the belts online. I mean, that's the ideal scenario, isn't it?
Of course.
All the belts, undisputed champion at the end of the tournament. The super middle's gone well. Obviously, disappointment with Bramer, but that's going to happen. And like Groves' injury, that's going to happen. You're never
one fight to sorry to interrupt you. For one fight to pull out of that many sort of
out of 8 fights.
8 fights.
No,
16 fights.
12 fights.
Right?
2 semis.
Oh yeah, sorry.
4,
12 fights,
yeah, he's brilliant. And but obviously, there's a lot of money on the line as well. So everybody wants to be in it. And but it's also drama. You know, you had a guy go in tonight. He was 12-0. He was a kickboxer. He looked the part. It's just all stories, isn't it? Narratives. And it'll be interesting about the weight classes moving forward.
Prince Naseem got a lot of the headlines.
Any good ones tonight?
Headlines. I haven't had a chance to check the Twitter feed. I was sort of floating about, doing bits and bobs, but we know he's going to produce some gold, surely.
Well, you just got to be careful that it don't get silly.
Okay.
Because the first one was off the cuff. It was really funny. But you don't want him just to be like the clown who has to say something controversial. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
if
he's
you
got
put
to
a
speak his
microphone,
mind.
if you put a microphone on him, surely he
Yeah, but
will.
now he's under pressure to do it all the time. So people, go on, Naz, say something mental.
Yes.
You know, and he's not. He knows he's boxing. So one week he might not do anything mental, and everyone might go, "Oh, Naz, that was rubbish. You didn't say anything controversial."
What's been your favourite Naz comment so far?
You're either good at boxing or you're not.
It's great. My personal one was sometimes you've got to bruck them up.
Yeah, or the one where he says, "No, you know what? I think he should just leave it."
Well,
or,
what camera do I look into?
Yeah. No, I think he should just finish. That was it. Finish, not quit. Finish. You know what, Chris Eubank Jr. I think he should just finish. And Duke McKenzie. No, hang on. No. I don't even think Naz meant. I don't know. You have a bet or something?
We've got. Listen, I can't comment on that. You've grown up with Naz. You've known him for many, many, many years. I mean, for the viewers, what's he like? Tell us a little bit of info about Naz.
Naz is, I think, probably, I want to say like 3 or 4 years older than me. And when I used to go to the shows in Sheffield that my dad used to put on, I used to hang around with Naz. And I was probably about 12 or 13.
What a combo.
And he was 16. And he was the hilarious little fucker you could ever imagine. Listen, Naz used to rock up outside the clubs in Sheffield and just give it the big one. And grown lumps would come out the clubs and he would just put them to sleep. I mean, he loved the row. But he literally, I just used to follow him. He was like walking around Sheffield, like, you know, we'd do shows in like Sheffield Town Hall. Yeah. He was so leery, it was unbelievable.
Do you think ITV have pulled off a bit of a coup here in getting Naz? And do you think he should be on a retainer so if everything goes well, we can see him regularly?
It probably is. I mean, you know, I think they must realise that people have enjoyed listening to him. But it's a strange world because from a TV perspective, TV producers, he's like their biggest nightmare.
1,000,000%.
So they probably hate him.
Until they saw the ratings.
Yeah, but it's like, I think every TV, like I've spoke to people in TV about Naz and I'm like, oh God, like, it's just terrible, it's terrible. And I'm like, yeah, but have you seen the response? Like, people are loving it. But he's different. You know, he's a little bit unreliable because he's got a nice life down there. He's got a few. I don't think he wants to be travelling all over the country at shows, getting mobbed by people.
But he genuinely loves boxing.
Yeah, but one-offs, I think he's gonna. Yeah, it'd be good. I'm not sure how long he'll last at it because I think he'll get bored.
On the basis of tonight's performance, who wins? Callum Smith, George Groves, and why? In your opinion?
I've just always felt that Callum Smith beats George Groves. I don't think tonight was a performance that you're gonna say, oh, he definitely. But
underwhelming, in your opinion?
Yeah, but always going to be like that. You know, I don't think it was a great performance. It was just a solid professional performance where he had to get the job done. I thought George's performance last week was really good. But George has had a lot of tough fights. You know, even the Eubank fight, although he won it easy, it was still reasonably heavy duty. Popped his shoulder out in it, you know. The Jamie Cox fight, although it was over in 4 rounds, quite heavy duty. The Chudinov fight, that was heavy duty, that fight. Obviously, the Froch fight, the Badu Jack fight, the first Froch fight, you know, the Gale fight. So at some point, George Groves is going to run out of freshness.
Are you hoping that'll be in this World Boxing Super Series tournament?
Obviously want Callum Smith to win, but I think George lives a good life now. I think probably in the past he's been guilty of ballooning in between fights as well and probably not being as disciplined out of camp. I think Shane will make sure that they stay in shape even with the injury. And he's a big. You've got 2 very big super middleweights who will be even bigger in the ring. What
have you made of the emergence of Callum Sauerland on the channel as a bit of a cult figure, powerhouse character? How have you
I've known Callum a long time. He's a character. he works hard. He's not here this week. I don't know where. I think he's ill or he's got the flu or something like that.
Yeah.
Caller's. We both come from a background of growing up. All we were was around boxing, because it was the only chance we had a chance to hang around with our old mans. Basically, is to go to the shows or the gyms or so. And my dad's known his dad for a long time, and Nisse does a good job. They both know the boxing. Callum and Nisse are quite different. Nisse really is a real boxing fanatic. He knows all the weights. He knows all the. He's very similar to myself, in that we study boxing. Callum's not really. He knows his boxing.
He's more of a showman, Callum, isn't he?
Yeah, he knows his boxing, but he doesn't study it. Like, he couldn't. If you said to him, "Give me the top 10 at bantamweight," he'd go, "I don't even know what bantamweight is." Like, he doesn't even know these smaller weights, because in Germany they've always concentrated on
the bigger
super
weights.
middles up.
Yes.
They don't exist as far as he's concerned. But got a good wide knowledge of sports TV rights as well. He's worked in a lot of sports and TV rights, and we've done a lot of work together, so it works well.
Do you enjoy it when you're not the sole focus of promoting the shows? Like, you can relax a bit, walk
really
about,
nice.
shake a few hands?
I was thinking tonight, actually, I was talking to Callum about it. I might just retire from promoting, just become an advisor.
An ambassador.
I think that the best job to have right now in boxing is a manager stroke advisor, right? Because it's very competitive. So there's loads of deals out there. Everyone's spending a load of money. The fighters are getting paid handsomely. I think the best thing to do is be an advisor. You turn up at the shows, you ain't got to do nothing. You just collect the money, take your money, and go. No headaches, no people slagging you off, no one asking for refunds, no one shouting at you in the crowd, no one booing you. Just turn up, do the deal, take the dough, fuck off. Lovely.
There you go.
And tonight's been nice.
Now, I know you
rocked into Nuremberg, had a little run in the gym, went to the hotel, had a couple of sausages.
People proposing random deals to you as well, which was great. That was great. Big him up, by the way.
Sat with Callum, done a bit of media, watched the fights, had a couple of pints, back to the hotel, probably get a pizza, go to bed, wake up, on to Manchester for the show tomorrow.
All sounds great until you mentioned the travel straight back to Manchester
exactly.
bit. Let's touch on that. Let's touch on that a
yeah.
little bit. Back to the promotions. No more advising for you. Straight to Manchester. What's going on?
We've got the JD Next Gen tomorrow night. So we've got Lewis Ritson against Joe Murray for the British lightweight title. The Next Gen shows were supposed to be like a couple of 6-rounders and then maybe an English eliminator. Now we've got British titles. We had European titles with Martin Wald, and it's a good fight. Lewis Ritson is someone I regard as a real emerging talent coming through, and I think
the North East needs that as well, doesn't it?
And you've got Josh Kelly as well coming out of the North East.
Yes.
I think he'll have his work cut out with Joe Murray. You've got Jordan Gill, who is Dave Coldwell's new charge, who is really harassed me for the last 6 months to give him a chance and get him on, and a lot of people speaking really highly of him. Obviously at the same gym as Anthony Fowler, Tony Bellew, and the McDonald brothers.
Very well schooled as well.
Yeah, you got Kaz Ashfaq. Kez Ashfaq.
New signing.
Yeah, GB Olympian. Looking forward to him. Sold a lot of tickets for tomorrow night.
Yes.
You got Jose Burton. You got Marcus Morrison. You got Natasha Jonas. You got Oslam Islam.
That's a new Joe Gallagher fighter, isn't it?
Good, really good.
Looks
exciting
decent.
fighter.
Looks decent, yeah.
Sam Hyde, Scott Fitzgerald. That's going to be good. I like the next gens. I like it. I didn't realise Nisse was over there. I was talking about you for like 5 minutes. Didn't realise you was over there. Luckily it was all good. You know what I mean?
Come and get in a second.
So we got that, and then we got Kell Brook fight week.
Come and join us in a minute. It's not often we get you two both together, actually. Normally your brother's sort of here taking away the sort of headlines.
He's a lot more chilled out. Like Callum's a million miles now, and this is just like.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
So what do you guys discuss when it's just you? Do you talk about boxing? Do you talk about life?
Me and Eddie.
We talk a lot more about boxing than I do with Calla, because, like I said, Calla doesn't know below super middleweights. Calla does not even know those weight classes exist. Now he's coming to me now about the World Boxing Super Series in bantamweight. I'm like, bantamweight. Whenever Calla does a card and I say, can we put a 6-rounder on? He goes, yeah. Who is it? I say, I don't know. It's Gamal Yafai. What weight is he? Super bantam. What is that? What is this super bantams that you do? Why do you do these small men?
Cruiser and heavy.
Yeah, I know, exactly. But Nisse's he's more of a purist.
Yeah.
More of a boxing purist.
Yeah.
Is there plans for you guys to sort of cross-pollinate more? We know we had that great period where you was having football matches and everything was sort of
Yeah, we always
great.
work
Will,
clever.
will
We
there be
always-
more cross-pollination?
Yeah, we
with
always
that?
work closely together. I mean, we had, people probably don't even know, but we had a broadcast deal for a couple of years where we had Sauerland shows on Sky. They had our shows with their German TV partners as well. I think we're quite similar in what we do. You know, we
get
don't
along.
really have any arguments. Every time we seem to make a deal, it happens quite quickly.
Don't really need a contract, do we? Just shake on it.
So,
And
Best
we just
way.
add in bits.
yeah, randomly. So, I think that there's certain people in boxing that you trust and you're happy to work with, and you know, and there's a lot of people a lot of those people involved in this tournament.
Yeah.
So, and there's other people that you just fucking would not trust an inch.
Quite
Yeah,
interestingly,
80-page contract. Yeah.
quite interestingly as well, you're both going to have your men going against each other in the final of the World Boxing Super Series, so it's worked out quite
We've
well
done
for
it
you
a few
both.
times actually.
It's a nice rivalry.
Yeah, it is. We've done. I mean, the first
I think
one
we're about 8-1 up.
was, well, I'm not sure, because Kessler Froch was the first one,
Yeah.
2,
Oh, we're gonna go through it now.
and then it was,
What did I
and then you signed Groves,
yeah.
and then we beat him
Oh,
at Wembley.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So that's 2-0.
We.
Yeah, and then actually, what about Masternak? Did you have him when Bell you beat him?
No.
Sure.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
We did. Yeah.
I'm
And then we're forgetting all the Abraham
struggling for
Smith.
one. Oh yeah,
fights,
actually,
Abraham
yeah,
Murray.
yeah. Hold on, Cleverly Bramer. That's 1 minute. Was that here, by the way? Cleverly Bramer fight?
No.
That was in
No.
Kiel.
No, it
Kiel.
weren't Kill. That was Paul Smith against Abraham. Lovely place, Kill.
Kills an
my
underrated
brother.
city.
Oh, is it? Oh, good.
Cow? No. He's meeting us in the club in a minute. I've already shown him the flyer.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Anything you gentlemen want to add before we sort of disappear and vamos? I mean, anything you want to say?
Any shout outs to people?
Any messages? Any sort of,
What do you reckon?
I think?
I'm sure Eddie's got something
Shout out
to
to
say.
Calla.
Shout out to Callum.
Hope he
Get
feels
better. Yeah. Get that Lemsip in you. A few Baroccas, you'll be all right.
I think he's had too many Baroccas. We'll leave it at
Are you
that.
coming
Thank
to
you very
Manchester
much.
tomorrow night?
It's undecided yet. I think Coogan may be in Manchester tomorrow,
Okay.
but I might show
You
my
know
face.
he's got a plane.
You got,
He'll
you
take you. He
got
can
your
do it.
own plane.
Yeah.
Jesus
Nah,
Christ! You gave it all that. You gave it all that. Oh, just a working
Listen,
class lad.
next-
Forgot he's riding his own plane, didn't he?
Next week is the porn week for you. It should be IFL porn week.
Oh, it's gonna be
Dave
great.
Allen for the Commonwealth heavyweight
It's
title.
gonna be great.
Fucking.
I know, Nissa. I know he's
Good
not the
fight.
greatest fighter in the world, but you
I
got to
enjoyed the fight
I know,
in,
but you got to
Sheffield
understand
against,
the
the
movement.
Jamaican
Yeah,
guy.
but he's rematching him, right?
That's-
And the
that's
movement.
big. That's big.
He's become a bit of a cult
It has.
character.
I put out a promo today, 1,000 retweets straight away. I mean, I put out promos for like 95% of our fighters, and Dave Allen is one of the most interacted fighters.
People genuinely like him.
Yeah,
Seems like a
and
nice guy.
it's a nice story. I'll tell you what, I'm going to be shouting my bollocks off for him next week.
I
Does he
think,
fight
I think
Lenroy
everybody
Yeah,
like.
it's a
Lenroy
rematch.
Thomas.
I mean,
I
they,
tweeted about this. Everybody's
I know.
willing him on.
I know.
Willing him on.
Gamaliel fire Gavin McDonald.
Do you think you can fight Joshua next?
Who,
If he
Dave
beat-
Allen?
he beats Lenroy?
Steady, mate. What are you trying to get me shot? Listen, at the moment,
Hogovic, Sean Turnham's a good fight today,
yeah,
actually.
yeah, that was a
Great
really
fight.
good
Big
fight. Great
sexy.
matchmaking.
Best
Big
nickname
Sexy. How tough is he, by the way?
This is a good matchmaker. He's like me.
Thanks.
Knows how to develop his fighters, dude.
I want to be called Big Sexy from now on.
Yeah.
I like it.
I did
wanna
shout
nick- I
out.
wanna
I
nick-
did shout out during the 8th round.
Well,
Go on, a big sexy.
You've got to shout at least
I've
once
just
during the
texted
fight.
the MTK boys and said, "Do you want to put Big Sexy in with Chisora on his comeback fight on the O2?"
That'd be a decent fight. I'm sure Big Sexy, you won't need to ask him twice. He's up for
great.
fighting anyone.
He's improving though.
He is.
Yeah.
He really is. A lot of people said if they could see, they would like to see him sort of a good 10-week camp for a big fight and then
It's
see
a
what
bit
you
like
get out
Dave
of it.
Allen. They get slung into these fights. Like, look at Dave Allen fought Luis Ortiz on like 2 weeks' notice. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, you're not gonna have the chance to beat these guys. You're not really gonna learn. But at the time, interested in learning. He was just like Big Sexy, show me the money. Basically, have gloves, we'll travel. Tell me the purse. If I'm up for it, I'll be there.
Got to love characters like that. That's what makes the sport
That's what
great.
makes boxing.
That's what makes it brilliant.
Great
Gentlemen,
branding. Great branding.
gentlemen, I know you're.
Marketing geniuses. The Big Sexy.
I think his marketing genius has come from
It
himself
is
for that. one.
absolute.
Done all that himself.
No, seriously, I'm going to get my wife to call me Big Sexy from now on.
I've got a comment on that. Thank you very much for your time today, gents. I do appreciate it as always. Great to spend a bit of time here, and we'll catch you at the next one. Thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.